Cloud9 has just released a new Anchorman harness and leash, and today we are going to talk about it. Let's go. Thanks so much for joining us. Today we are going to talk about the new Cloud9 Anchorman harness and leash. It's perfect. I've been riding more and more with the harness lately since I've been using the Harness Pro line that doesn't get in my way. That's for a different video, but today the Anchorman harness and leash. We did a video on the Anchorman leash in the past. Absolutely love it, and now really this is a step up that includes the harness. Very minimal design. So even on days where I'm not necessarily planning on hooking into my harness, I love taking it out. Super comfy. 600 grams weight altogether, so it is a very minimal design, just what you need. Really nice padded foam, and not like super rigid. So as you can see, you really don't feel like you have a harness when you are wearing it. It's more like a belt that you would hook your leash to. Attachment, pretty simple, similar to the previous Anchorman leash. So it works, easy, it works every time. You have two D-rings that allow you to hook in your bird leash. I've been using the Kaohi Invis leash with the carabiner. So I could hook in on one of the D-rings, and you have a nice plastic hook that's not gonna ding your bird when you climb on it. It's just pretty simple design in terms of the hook, but it just works perfectly. And you have the leash, pretty nice length, a bit longer than a lot of leash out there, but to me this is the length I prefer. Plenty of length to flip your wing, and actually I find that it doesn't swing as much when you pump, when you have a bit of extra length. And the release system for your Anchorman, for your anchor. So this is something we've covered in the past, but worth covering again. Obviously you can adjust the size for your harness. So I'm going to put it on right now. And the unique feature about this harness is the anchor. So when you release it, you have an anchor that comes out. This is the new 20-inch anchor. The original one, the orange one, was 16-inch. Honestly, the 16-inch was plenty for me to really anchor any of my wings, but now you have even a bigger size, so it's not going to move at all. Similar release system, so just super easy, similar to a kite leash, and just like that, boom, we have hooked in again. So it really takes a second to release and like a second to put back. Now when you are done, you're just going to fold your anchor and put it back into the sleeve. The nice thing about it is if you flip your harness, you could choose which side your anchor is going to be. So right here is on my left, but what I would do if I wanted on my right, I would flip the harness. I would have to just flip the hook if I wanted to use the harness, because obviously now it's going to be upside down. But in this manner, I would have my release on the right if I wanted it to. Let's talk about the release, the safety release, when you release your wing. In what situation would you want to use it? And really, actually something we need to cover is the proper way to release it. So as you are riding along, the way you want to release it is really release your anchor, let it under your wing, and then it's going to go in the water. When you let your wing go, first it catches, and then you are going to be safe. What you don't want to do is let go of your wing first and then release the anchor, because I'm going to show you what could happen, which is fine in a lot of situations. But so let's say I'm riding along, I drop my wing and then I let go of the anchor. What happens sometimes is your anchor can land on your wing and your wing is going to flip a few times before it catches. So really remember that every time you want to release, you want to release your anchor first, let it under your wing, so when it drops, it's always gonna be under your wing, just like that, clack, and then anchor in the water, I can release my wing. So that's really a key thing that you need to remember when you drop your wing. Situation that you could really use it to its full advantage. If you want to practice pumping, so you are riding along, you're gonna drop your wing, you're gonna pump around your wing. That's a great way to work on your pumping. More fun ways, if you want to take it in waves, you're gonna drop your wing on the outside, ride a wave, pump back out to it, and now you kind of like use your wing as a jet ski towing you into waves, and except you don't need a jet ski or a jet ski driver. And then another way, if you are getting into downwinders, which is a pretty fun way to use it, you go with 2 riders, 1 wing, and you are gonna pass it back and forth. So you are like essentially using the wing like the jet ski towing you into the swell. As you go by your friend, you drop the wing, he's gonna take the wing and then follow you. When you fall, he goes by, he drops the wing to you, and it's his turn to ride. So that's a pretty nice way to get into downwinding and learn how to read the bumps, because now you are getting into it with some speed. That is a fun way to practice downwinding with your friend, share that experience, and make it a bit more forgiving because you are really getting towed into the swell. Forgot to mention the small swivel on the leash. Really, to me, any wing leash now needs to have a swivel if you are gonna tack, jibe in different orders. You need to have a swivel so your leash doesn't twist. Here we have a nice swivel. So that's it for the Anchorman harness and leash. Super nice. I've been using it so much lately, and I think you will love it too. If you want to check it out, I will put the link right here. You can get it at wingfoilprocenter.com. We always appreciate your support. If you have been riding it, let us know what you think. It's always great to share your feedback, so that this is my feedback, but obviously the more feedback we can have, the better. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you guys next time.